Hi guys, it's me Lacings and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be going through a topic that has been bothering the Animal Jam community for quite a hot minute, quite a while now, quite a few years now. Kind of, and it's not only the community's issue, it's mostly a personal issue of mine as well. And as you can tell from the title of the video, it is about Animal Jam's recent kind of loss in popularity, how it's not as popular as it once used to be, and how it's losing active players daily and like monthly or whatever. Can I speak? No, I obviously cannot. Anyway, there are plenty of opinions regarding this topic, and there's many reasons / factors behind the game's loss in popularity and stuff. And I thought that in order to understand the reason the game is facing all of this stuff and problems and issues is to look into the most popular opinions of people that I've gathered through searching on the internet and just through the years of like asking people and stuff. So the first one is that the game is almost a decade old, and old games tend to lose their popularity after they reach their prime time. And in my opinion, the fact that the game is older and not at its like most popular era doesn't mean that, well, it's time for it to die and like go like dead and stuff. Because, you know, games like Minecraft, although it has been a long time since it was in its prime, isn't dying, and a lot of people are still actively playing it. So yeah, but to be honest, since there is a pattern with games becoming less popular over time, we can't deny the fact that Animal Jam's age is a reasonable factor behind its decline. But we can see the same thing happen with many other games, specifically many other kids games that I would mention later, but you know what, whatever. Like, you know what, Webkins, I've seen a lot of popularity for that, 𝓰𝓾𝔂𝓼, etc. It is a common pattern, it's not that rare. The second opinion that I've seen like around is that kids aren't really interested in online PC games that are kind of like friendly or have the Animal Jam style that a lot of games tend to, you know, have. And actually Flash games, like, you know, the ones that run on Chrome and like Google or whatever, with like virtual worlds like Animal Jam, for example, or 𝓰𝓾𝓂𝓼, were mostly, you know, it in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. And like since then, they were replaced with games such as, you know, infamous Fortnite and like mostly mobile games, which have been rising in fame like crazy. So yeah, I might not make sense, but I think it is a pretty solid factor, you know, the fact that these sort of games just after a while don't like stand as popular as some other ones that just kind of start to like rise up in popularity after a while. The third opinion that is to be honest a bit personal, because I haven't seen other people say it that much, is that since Animal Jam is like aimed at kids, it's not really about older people, and because of that it doesn't attract like the older demographic. And with older I mean like teenagers or whatever, like people of that sort, because not only is it extremely restricted towards them, but also because it just is aimed towards, you know, younger people. And because of that, not only do people who like grow out of the game not find it appealing for like they don't satisfying and interesting for like longer than other games, because it is after all for children, but also it is just like harder for people to like attract new people to it itself, because nobody really wants to play a kids game, even though it might be good at like one part or whatever, I don't know. And I've realized that I don't really make sense by all of this, but what I mean is that they need to make the game neutral for all ages. I'll talk about it more later as well, but I do consider it a big reason, and that's why I'm kind of talking about it for so long. It is kind of, I guess, like the big reason why I think it's kind of dying, although it doesn't really make sense, but who cares? I'll talk about it, I promise. And lastly, the last reason is that Animal Jam is simply not as fun as it used to be, and it just is not. It's like the thing I'm so passionate about, it's not like it used to once be. And no, it's not because I've grown older or because I just am not interested in games like that anymore, because, you know, if you look at and compare like Animal Jam's content and update material from 2010 to like 2016ish, you'll notice that it used to be much more interesting than it now is. Updates would have just a lot more stuff added, and like almost every update was exciting, it's just, you know, fun. Nowadays, updates barely have something new, and like if they do have something new, then that is the only thing in the update, and the rest is just filler pages or recycled material. And with like recycled material, I mean the same 5-year-old event coming back, or a 5-year-old then being back in stores, or just an animal with a different pattern than the original version coming out and being advertised as a brand new animal, which is pretty common nowadays. This topic is something that, as I said, I care about a lot, and I go on Animalism's Instagram and rant about for no reason. And I could go personally like on and on about it for hours straight, but overall, the game's updates are really stale. Like, really stale and really boring. Extremely boring now. And I don't know if that's because of, you know, WildWorks, the creators not having enough money, or if it's because of Play Wild being WildWorks' only focus, but it's by far the biggest reason the game keeps losing players, in my opinion. And honestly, says not only my opinion, people have been saying it the most, and it's like the biggest reason people quit. It's not interesting anymore. And like, if you go and look at older updates and older update videos, or just go back and remember like the older stuff, you can see it. You can see how it changed over time, and how nowadays it's like really bad, like extremely bad. And now that we mentioned all the main reasons animalism is quote unquote dying, it's time we get into the bottom of the situation and find solutions and ways the game can be the way it once used to be. From the top of my head, I can right away find 2 really great solutions that can really help the game out. The really obvious one is for the creators to balance updates, you know, the Play Wild updates with the animalism ones, and with balance them out. I think that it's not easy for them to do, since, you know, they would have done that if it was easy for them. But if it was easy for them, we wouldn't be facing this problem. But just in case, like just in like the tiny percentage that the reason for bad updates is WildWorks being out of ideas, I can help them out by giving out a few, such as get ready, because I have a lot of them. I'll just probably leave like the main ones I have or whatever. We want a renewal of the current events, like, you know, Lucky Clovers, the Spring Festival, Special Delivery, all that jazz that has been going on for half a decade now. We want that like replaced by new events, because I don't know about you guys, but I am tired of the same things every year. It was fun in 2015, it was fun in 2016. It is not fun anymore. It just isn't to anybody. Don't like lie to yourselves, because it isn't. I also think adding new parties would spice up the updates and not make it only about a new den or a new animal or a new pet. I think a couple new animal exclusive parties, you know, like ancient animals only party, or just an overall newer animal party, like a skunks only party, or a red pandas only party, or an owls only party. That would be awesome, you know, that I'd love that, with like special items and stuff. I haven't seen any new parties in a while, that's why I'm saying it. I'd also really like a new feature, like a trading post, or just smaller ones, like a feature where you can automatically sort out your inventory, so you don't have to search for an item of a different color for ages, when you can just have all the colors next to each other. It's really like a lot of ideas that I have, because they don't add as many that like they used to add. And honestly, I could come up with like a million more if I had the time, and I didn't want to keep this video shorter because it's already pretty long. And except more fun stuff being added, the last solution for me, the last solution I have for Animal Jam, is something I've mentioned before, and that is making their game fun for all ages. You know, like what I said before. Games like Transformize are like a great example of that. Instead of making your game fun only for little kids and making the things we can talk about extremely restricted and limited, and by that you're closing your game in a little bubble that can only be accessed and enjoyed by little children, which doesn't make sense, but it's the only metaphor I could think of. And that bubble needs to be popped, because it makes the game unfun, although that's not really a word, and stops older people from wanting to play the game or just, you know, enjoying it. Because there are many ways to make your game more neutral, but the main one I can think of right now is just making players say what they want, like instead of just not allowing us to say anything that you think is like harmful. Like the only thing I would restrict players years from saying is like extremely like inappropriate stuff, but I don't think that would happen as like easily. Just like allow them to talk about more topics instead of only like making us say positive stuff and whatever. But we've reached like all I have to say right now. I can't really think of anything else. Hopefully Animal Jam finds this video and listens to what I have to say and considers some of my ideas. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to leave a like, a comment as I said, and most importantly subscribe. I'm begging you. That's all for now though. Have a great day. Bye.